Forever I'll live, forever I'll try. Forever I'll run, forever I'll die. Forever this heart, forever my soul. Forever I'll be, forever unknown. Days and nights, skin and bone. Forever this town, forever my car. Forever this night, forever these stars. Forever I live, forever unknown. Forever in love, forever a ghost. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye. Days and nights, skin and bone. I'm still here, but you moved on. I live inside an old photograph. I wish that I could feel your love again. So I live inside that old photograph. And I wish that I could feel your love again. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye.
Hello, hello, hello. This is the Windswept Broadcasting Corporation calling civilization. How are you? Oh, dearie me. A month already. It's been a month since I've actually done a live stream. It seems like yesterday to me anyway. Time is passing so fast when you're an old man of my age. And I've just remembered I have to slow down my speech so that those of you who are not natives to this land can understand a bit better what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on my chat so that if I accidentally mute my mic, you can start throwing it up in capital words and capital letters that I've muted myself again, as I tend to do quite often. Okay, so I don't see much of the chat going past, so I'm assuming that you can hear me and see me all right. Maybe you've just stopped chatting because you want to actually listen to what Dave Cullen. Stop being naughty. You'll just confuse me and you'll make me think I'm going doolally even more than I actually am. So stop it. If you can hear me, it's all good. Stephen Frew, thank you very much for letting me know it's all good. It's all good at the moment, but it's actually blowing a gale outside and the rain is coming down, something horrendous. But every time I think I'm going to stop talking and let you hear the wind dies down. Yes, so you wouldn't be able to hear anything. But trust me, it's blowing a gale outside. It's pitch black, 7 o'clock, and it's pitch black outside. So my intention, as I said in I think my previous live stream, and maybe the one before that, is that I will revert back to weekly live streams as soon as the nights start getting a bit lighter. But I tell you what, by 2 minutes past 5 this evening, it was pitch black out there. That's my daughter messaging me. She's just bought herself a brand new wee Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Oh my God, it's a tiny wee thing at the moment, but it will grow into a monster. So she's very excited. She keeps texting me about it. Anyway, so, right, I've got myself in the side screen here and I'm going to get rid of myself because I'm confused. I'm getting confused because it's a few seconds behind. Okay, if you haven't read the pinned message that I put up, I will be giving away 10 free memberships tonight. I'll be giving 5 of them away in about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then I'll give the other 5 away about 20 minutes after that, if I remember. Now, the way it works with the free memberships is, if you were here last month when I gave out 10, I don't get to choose who the memberships go to. I just hit the wee button and it spams them out. And here's the thing that I didn't know until I did it last month. It doesn't just go to people that are in the chat at the moment. These memberships will go to any subscribers of the channel, and there's over 14,000 subscribers now. I am growing slowly but surely, so 14,000 subscribers is no bad for a wee old fat Scottish guy like me who doesn't really know what he's doing. But it could be any 10 out of the 14,000. If you have opted in. Now, if you haven't opted in to receive free membership gifts, you can do that now. If you click on I think it's I'm not trying to con you into sending me a super chat here, by the way. If you click on the wee $sign, you should get a pop-up that says gift memberships. And I think if you click on that, it will then say opt in, or I wish to be allowed to receive free memberships or something like that. I don't know, because when I click on it, I can't see it because I'm the owner of the channel. So I don't get that little pop-up that you will. So if you haven't opted in to get free memberships, it doesn't cost you anything. Just click on that wee $sign or whatever it is, the wee thing at the bottom of the chat, and you should get an option to allow you to opt in, and that means that you are then eligible for a free membership to this channel, so that when I hit the giveaway free 5 free memberships, if you have opted in, you then you've got a chance of getting one. 14,000 to 5 or 10, I suppose, but it's still a chance. All right. Okay. But there was somebody in the chat did get one last month. Can't remember who it was, but somebody that was in the chat actually got, Dave, I think it was you, I think it was Dave Cullen, got a free membership last month on the random thingy. So you never know, you know. Aye, there, Dave saying it was me. So so you never know. Although it's not just restricted to people in the chat, people in the chat could get one. You might even have a better chance. I don't know. Right. Steve Drew said just super stickers and super chat icons. Right. Okay. There is another way to do it, and I'll send you the link. I'll put the link in the chat here. There's another way to opt in, and it's this. If you go to that link there, it explains how to opt in. Either, as Dave says, it's a 30-day membership. Mark is saying, should I cancel my membership so I can get a free one? Well, Mark, it's a 14,000 to 10 chance, which is what is that? 14,000, a 1,400 to 1 chance that you'll get a membership. Then again, I don't suppose every single one of my subscribers is opted in. Maybe it's only 10%, so that would take it, let's say, down to 140. So it's still 140 to 1 shot. So it's up to you. What you can do is you could opt out. You could cancel your membership, and then when I give the 10 free away, if you don't get one, you could renew your membership. How about that? Right, okay, anyway, if you click on that link, it will tell you, I'll read it out a wee bit. It says here, first you'll have to opt in, and there are 2 ways to do so. One is from the live chat, and the other is from the membership offer screen. To opt in through the live chat, it says here, you'll have to click on the gift icon and choose allow gifts. When an announcement pops up after the streamer you're watching me purchases membership gifting. I've got membership gifting. Right, okay. The other way to allow gifts, I don't know. You can read it at your leisure, but you have to be quick because I'm going to be releasing the first 5 in about 10-15 minutes. Right, okay. Anyway, see, she's talking to me again. Dave says the best 30 days I have ever had. Right, you might be wondering what does. Oh, there you go, 21 months. There you go. Exiled FBV has been a member for, there you go, 21 months. That's quite phenomenal. I didn't even realise that I had been running my YouTube channel for 21 months. That's just short of 2 years. I've been running for just over 3 years. Right. I know you were kidding, Mark. I know you were kidding. Right, I don't have an agenda. I've got a couple of things I want to show you and I want to talk about, but I didn't take the time to do an agenda today. I thought I'm going to test this out and see if I can just freestyle the whole hour without having an agenda written. But I do have a couple of things that I've prepared in advance, as they say in Blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier that I do want to show you tonight. And it's going to be all about the DJI Customer Service. Okay, there are a lot of people have complaints about DJI Customer Service, and I'm not just talking about Care Refresh. I'm talking about any part of their customer service. A lot of people I've seen have complained that they wait too long to get a reply, and then they wait too long to get an item back, and then they have to pay this or that. You know, I've heard stories there. And I've also heard people saying that the DJI customer service is very, very good. So I have very recently, just this past week, had... I've just noticed, but I'm going to interrupt myself. I've just noticed that my monitor, my voice monitor, is going into the orange and hitting the red. Does it sound a bit scratchy at any point? If it does, I can just turn it down a wee tiny bit here, or is it sounding okay? And I shall wait 5 seconds to see what anyone says. If it's not sounding scratchy, I'll leave it as if it is. Audio's fine. I'll just leave it as it is then. Thanks, Mark. And now I've lost track of what I was saying. Aye, got it back. I've had cause to use, when I haven't got the thing to show you, I've had cause to use DJI Customer Service just this week, and I've kept all of the emails that went back and forth, and I'm going to show you them. Not the full emails, because the emails contain my personal information, like my address, my phone number, and things like that, and you're not getting access to those. There are a few of you do have access to those, but you know who you are. I don't give that out to everyone. So I'm going to show you those emails that were sent between myself and DJI Customer Service, to show you what kind of customer service I received from them on this little thing that I had. And I wish I had thought about. It's in the other room, the thing, but I'm not gonna run off the screen and leave you to talk amongst yourself while I go and get it. I'll just explain what it is as I come to that little part on the non-existent agenda. Right, what time? It's 10 past. Okay, right. before I get started on the first topic that I want to talk about tonight, and I won't be talking about it long because it's not a huge thing, but it's something that came to my attention this last week as well, and I thought that's something that I might want to talk about a little bit on the live stream. So I will talk about that in a second. I've got a few screenshots and things to show you, but let me have a quick look at your chat. Just to say, Paul was the very first one in, and before the live stream even started, and I think relating to the title tonight, which was Rain Stops Play, Paul says, I still fly the same way I always have done and not updating the Flyer app anymore. I am using version 1.12.1, which does everything I need. I don't need any more restrictions placed into the software. Okay, that wasn't relating to Rain Stop Play, but I get your point there, Paul, and I agree. I have always said, excuse me, Slangiva. I have always said on videos and live streams, if you follow me, you'll know that I don't believe you should update your firmware on your drones every single time there is an update. Now that may change because there may be repercussions if you don't do this, and then you either have a crash and DJI decide not to assist you, or law enforcement, CAA, police, judiciary may decide that if you have not updated your firmware, there may be an issue there. Now this is all possibilities in the future. But at the moment, I'm with Paul, and I don't believe that you should update your firmware unless the firmware has a new additional feature that you already don't have, or it fixes something that was broken, or you have a problem with your drone and an update may fix that. Other than that, if your drone's flying fine and it does everything that you need it to do, then don't update. You're just taking a risk that you're going to introduce some extra bugs into your system. That's my opinion. Okay, right. So thanks, Paul, for being the first in before we started, about an hour before we started with that. Martin Gruffalump says, stuck in again, rain, wind, rain. Oh my God, it is. It's picking up again out there. This has been the longest period that I can remember where there hasn't been a break in the weather. I mean, normally, even in Scotland, where we don't get the best weather, in February, when it's not the best month, we don't get a consistent month. It's been over a month. It's been 5 weeks, maybe even 6 weeks, without a break. And sometimes the rain won't be there, but the wind will be there. And I think to myself, well, I've got a Mavic 3. It's pretty wind resistant. I could go out with that. But then I look out and the trees are like, it's just too much. So I think, right, okay, I won't go out today. And then the next day, the wind has stopped, but it's raining. And I know I've had my drones out in the rain before, but just a light rain. But the rain is like howling down. And then on a day when it's not raining or windy, it's raining and windy. It's just like today, it's just howling. And I charge all of my batteries up. I've got them on charge now. I have all of my drone batteries charged up, and then I put them in my bag and I get ready for the next day. And then the next day comes and I look at it and I can't do it. And the next day comes and I can't do it, so the batteries are back out and back on charge. They've been on and off charge for the past 5 weeks. So it's horrible. And that may be why the past few videos I've put out are kind of indoors. It's things that I've been doing inside the studio, which is not what I want to do. It's not ideal. I'd much rather be out, obviously. Anyway, I'm wittering on here. I'm probably losing people left, right and centre. Right. Okay. So Maverick's Drone says Ken Heron has done it again. Is this again, or is this the same one that we discussed when we were messaging back and forward a couple of days ago? Is this a new one he's done? Don't know if anyone watches Ken Heron. I'm subscribed to his channel. I like Ken's style. Sometimes it can be a little bit OTT, even for me, but I like his style. But Maverick's Drone found a video that was a bit a bit dodgy, to be honest with you. I didn't get a chance to see it because Ken moved it into the members only section, and I'm wondering, is this a different one? Is this, if he's done it again, has he done it again, or is that the same one you're talking about? Angel Booster, hi to you. Haven't said hello for quite a while, Angel, so I hope you're all right way up there in Aberdeen, and I hope it's not too windy and wild for you. I know what it can get like up there. If it's bad down here, it can be really bad up there. Right, Mr. Mango says, when did I subscribe to this channel? Mr. Mango, I have no idea when you subscribed, and I have no idea why you subscribed, but I'm glad that you did, and I hope you don't unsubscribe. Okay. Right, my drone videos says hello also, hello to you. And Simply Scotland Photography, who typed in at Windswept Robert, as you can see. Let me get this right. You can see just here, which makes it come up in highlighted in orange on my screen. So bang, I can see it straight away. So good evening to you, sir, and thanks for typing the at Windswept Robert in there. Right, there's Border Drone Seekers. Didn't say at Windswept Robert, but still noticed it. Brian, how you doing? I'm going to get to the start of the first item I want to talk about. I'll introduce it, and then I'll do five get free membership giveaways. Okay. Let me zip through to get to the most latest comments. Aussie is saying minus 20C in January, no flying then. See, that's the thing. If there was snow on the ground or ice on the ground, it was white everywhere, and it was extremely, extremely cold, but there was no rain, and it wasn't all that windy, I would go out and I would do some tests. I would do some tests in minus 20. We don't get it to minus 20 here, but I would do some tests in the cold. But unfortunately, it's not cold. Well, it is cold, but it's not just cold. It's the wind and the rain, and that's what prevents. And the other thing, I was thinking about this today as well, when I was thinking when I'm going to talk to you about it. Even if, let's suppose it's windy and rainy and horrible. Stephen Frew, thanks very much for your super chat. I just heard it. I don't know if you heard the wee tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. It just came up there. Thanks very much for that super chat. Even if it's rainy and windy and horrible, and I'm watching out the window and I get a break in the way and think, right, I've got 20 minutes. I can get out there. It's stopped raining and the wind has died down. If it's still dull and it just doesn't look very nice, the footage is going to be worthless, because the footage is going to look dull and horrible. And I don't want to start introducing LUTs and to make it look as if it's midsummer. I like to present things the way they are, the honest truth, so that anyone who is thinking about buying a drone and wondering what kind of footage can I get, they will know that if they look at my videos, that's what they're going to get. I don't mess about with. Unless I'm doing a test, I'm telling you I'm using a LUT, or I'm making some colour corrections here to show you the difference. But normally, in weather like that, even if the weather dies down, it's too dull and horrible to get any nice footage. So there's no point getting out. Right, right. Before I introduce it, I might as well just do the free membership gifts now before I get to this first point. I'm going to do 5 now. I've got 10, so I'm going to do 5 now. And that I did mention at the beginning that you have to opt in. So I've given everyone 20 minutes. If they're not opted in to receive a free membership, I've given you 20 minutes to do that. So I'm going to go for that now. Hopefully it'll work. I can't remember how I did it last one, but I think I just clicked this. It says here, membership gifting. I wonder if I can put it up on the screen for you. Right, hold on a minute. Let me see if I can put this up on the screen so that you can see what I'm doing, so you can see there's no jiggery pokery or cheating or anything going on. Let me have a look and see if I can do that. Screeny. Right, there you go. So this is, by the way, this is the screen that I have in front of me. This is your chat screen, right? I can scroll up and down. There's Stephen through. Thank you very much, Stephen, for that super chat. I can scroll up and down, back and forwards. and this you won't see this, but I see this, and that's what I was explaining. If you type in @Windswept Robert in your comment, it will highlight in orange like this, which makes it much easier for me to see. And I generally, if I'm going to click on a comment to highlight, it will be one of these first that comes to my attention. Not always, but it will be. Right, okay, so here's what I do. I'm going to give the first five memberships away. And this is the icon that I think you click on if you want to opt in. But I'm not opting in now. I'm going to click on that, right? And I think it's this membership gifting there. I'll click on that. Okay, it's telling me I have 10 memberships left to gift this month. Gift 5 now. So here's I'm going to gift the 5. Hope you can still hear me. Ah, you can. Here's the 5 I'm going to gift now. And they go to, where do they go to? Right, I gifted 5. Paul Harkins, Fugazi, Michael McCarthy, Alba Faye the Air, and Muzz. Right, so there you go. That's the first 5. And I'll bring this back over to my own screen, and we're going to be looking at that one in just a minute, right? That's the first agenda point I want to look at. And somebody made a comment that I want to mention as well. So let's go back here. Right, so that's the first 5 memberships, free memberships of tonight, giving away gifted free gifts. So you can see there, Peter Harkins, Fugazi, Michael McCarthy, Alba for the Air, and Muzz. And I don't think any of you are in the chat, but that's not my choice. If it was up to me, if I could actually choose, or at least I had a better choice, I would say the 5 should go to the people that are in the chat. First of all, that's what I would do if I was given that option. Okay, there you go. Right, somebody said, I just noticed before I hit the button there, somebody said something about Geeksvana. Geeksvana, where was that now? Oh, I did see it. Somebody said something about Geeksvana. I think it was maybe you, Dave, I'm not sure. Somebody asked if I had watched Geeksvana's recent video. Can't find the comment, sorry about that. Right, Kamikaze Chaos is putting on, you're just repeating it. Right, have you seen Geeksvana's video? Now, I'm going to talk about something just now that came up in one of the Geeksvana live streams. I don't know if it's the most current, the most recent one, but it was certainly during the week, maybe Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. It popped up on my feed, and I thought, oh, that looks quite interesting. And he was talking about the 2 incidents of drone operators who had been recently fined, charged by the police, or charged by the judiciary, found guilty or pled guilty, but found guilty, and were given fines. He was talking about that, and it was quite interesting, a wee bit worrying as well. But however, it was quite interesting to hear. And then I went off, and after I'd watched it, I did a little bit of research of my own on those. Well, not on the 2 cases. I looked at one of the cases. The one case I didn't look at was the one where the guy crashed onto the stage in Brighton. I mean, just obviously stupid, flying over a crowd, first of all, crashing into a stage, ridiculous, right? But that's not the one I'm going to talk about a little bit tonight. The one I'm going to, there you go, Maverick's drone, there you go, some clown flew his drone right onto stage in Brighton where Fatboy Slim's flying, right. Yeah, it's kind of old news now. It happened quite a while ago, that one. I think Geeksvana brought it up because maybe the sentence has just recently happened where the guy was fined whatever he was fined. That's not the case that I'm going to be chatting about tonight. The one that I want to talk about tonight is this one here. This one's quite worrying, and if you haven't seen the Geeks Fana live stream, I would recommend you go and watch it. As usual, it does have a lot of good information, backed up by a lot of good facts. So if you can last the whole live stream, I do recommend you go and watch it. But I'm going to talk about one of the cases that he mentioned, because I don't think he emphasised enough a certain point, and I don't know if he was trying to underplay it for whatever reason. I don't know if or maybe he just has a different take on it than from me. So I'm going to give you I'm going to show you what I take from it just now. Right. Okay. So let me bring the screen up. So the other case, not the Fatboy Slim one, was this fella, the Peterborough drone owner, fined for flying it too high. Now, this was a guy who made a flight. He went beyond visual line of sight. He actually went to 1 mile. Geeks Fana said he went to 3 miles. He didn't. If you look at the logs, he only went to 1 mile, which is still beyond visual line of sight, obviously, right? But I wanted to highlight something, right? So the man who altered the drone to fly it higher, first of all, altered the drone. So it was an FCC, he used an FCC hack. He used an FCC hack to make it fly further, right? And that is a violation of the Telegraph Act, I think it is, something like that. So that's one thing, all right? So he altered the drone to fly. It wasn't higher than it should. He altered it to fly further than it should. Okay, been fined for 500, acting in a way which could endanger an air ambulance. Is this the one? Hold on, have I brought out the wrong one? Oh God, I think I've brought you the wrong one up. Oh no, is it? I think this is. Oh, here's the one. Is this the one? No. Oh my God, I brought the wrong one up. Wait a minute, maybe I didn't. Here we go. No, it's all right. Right, here we go. Right, so this fella flew it over 1 mile, turned it round and flew it back. Caused no accidents, caused no danger, and there was nothing amiss. However, he was caught doing this, probably because he posted the flight, the actual picture of not the flight, but he posted the mapping of the flight onto social media, and that obviously alerted the police, and they came. Now, that's not what I'm wanting to talk. What I want to talk about here is this. Right, so this guy admitted to 4 different felonies, 4 different offences. He pled guilty to them, right? Recklessly or negligently, and it'll come clear why I'm talking about this in a minute. Recklessly or negligently acting in a manner likely to endanger aircraft or person in an aircraft contrary to the ANO 2016. Now that's because he was flying in an area that is used by, does it say anyway? It is used by air ambulances, okay? And he was flying at a stupid height. I think he was up at 1,200 feet, okay? And there you go. He carried it in an area where the air ambulance took daily trips, right? Now, there was no suggestion a helicopter was there, but it was at a height where one could have been flying. I believe he was at 1,200 feet, okay? So, first offence was that one, endanger aircraft contrary to that. Now, even although there was no air ambulance up that day, that was an area where the air ambulances do fly, and they may well come down to 1,200 feet. So, yeah, stupid thing to do, and that was the first offence. Pled guilty to that one, okay? Bear with me. Second offence recklessly or negligently caused or permitted an aircraft to endanger person or property contrary to Air Navigation Act. Right, so that is basically hand in hand with this one, okay, which is endanger aircraft or person in an aircraft, right? Person or property. Possibly this is because if you're up at 1,200 feet and it falls out of the sky, it's much more likely to cause a more serious injury to person or property. So that's probably what they were going at there. So that's in effect charged with that offence, pled guilty to that offence. Bear with me. The other two offences that he was charged with and pled guilty to was alternated the drone controller to allow the drone to fly further distances contrary to the Wireless Telegraphy Act 2006. This is where he used the FCC hack. Hold on a minute, I need a wee drink of ginger ale. Right, so that's the charge, the offence of using the FCC hack to allow him to get a stronger and better signal at the distance he was intending to fly, which was a mile. Okay, offence, pled guilty. And the fourth and final one is this one here. He exceeded maximum height and flew beyond visual line of sight, contrary to the ANO. Okay, now here's where it becomes interesting. Geeks Vanna didn't, if he may have mentioned it, I can't remember, but he didn't highlight this, and I think it's really important to highlight this, because this is going to make the difference between the level of fear that we as drone pilots have when we go out to fly, in case we inadvertently commit an offence of flying VLOS, flying slightly above the height level. You shouldn't do that. Fly above the height level, I mean. Or use FCC mode, right? It might alleviate your fears a little bit. Because, back to the screeny, although the guy was charged with these 4 offences and he pled guilty to these 4 offences, so therefore he was found guilty, it says here Godwin was fined £250 for each for 2 offences, with no separate penalty for other charges. Right, he was also had to pay £245. That's standard. But what's important to note here is he was charged that for 2 offences with no separate penalty for other charges. Now, I'm thinking that the two fines came from the recklessly or negligently acted in a manner. Recklessly or negligently caused or permitted, right? Those two, because they're reckless and negligent, he got the £250 fine for them. These two, although he pled guilty, there was no punishment whatsoever. Now, what does this tell you? Well, what it tells me is that they were only really interested in the height he was flying, the dangerous height he was flying, and flying in an area where an air ambulance or other aircraft may very well be and have been in the past. That's what they were interested in. It just so happened that he was using an FCC hack and he was flying outside beyond visual line of sight at the time, and they just tacked those two on because why not? You know what it's like if the police stop you for a tail light out, and then they'll look at your tyres, they used to look at your tax disc, they'll look at every part of your vehicle, and if they can tack on any extra wee offences, they will do, right? That's what happens. So I reckon, this is just my opinion, but I reckon they've just tacked on the FCC offence and the beyond visual line of sight offence, right? And even although they tacked them on and he pled guilty to both, there was no separate penalty for other charges. That would be the other charges, these two, right? So This tells me that if you're out flying your drone, and listen, I could be wrong. This is my opinion only, right? My opinion is that if you're out flying your drone, and the only two offences, or one, the only offence you commit is flying beyond visual line of sight, no one's going to do anything about it, because it was only tacked on there, and then nothing happened. So they're not likely to go ahead and prosecute for flying beyond visual line of sight. First of all, they'll have to decide, is it in the public interest to go through a court procedure costing thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of the public purse to find this guy guilty of flying at 1 kilometre, his wee plastic drone at 1 kilometre, and we'll fine him a couple of £100 for doing it. Is it worth it? Is it in the public interest? No, it's not. So they're not going to do it. And the second thing about the FCC hack, are they really going to go saying you were flying with a power frequency that was a bit too high, and you really shouldn't have been doing it? Once again, is it in the public interest to prosecute a case like that? And is it worth the money that the taxpayer's going to have to pay to prosecute that case, and then maybe recoup a couple of £100 as a fine? I don't think it is. So I am not advising anyone to fly beyond visual line of sight, and I am not advising anyone to fly with an FCC hack. All I'm saying is that in this case, when the guy pled guilty to flying beyond visual line of sight and using an FCC hack, there were no separate penalty for the other charges. And that's that. I'll have a look at your comments and see who's arguing with me about that. Right. We'll have to go back quite far, because you've been having some good chat about that. Okay. Around 800 in total cost, Terry's Travel says. It was a bit more than that. 500, 700, 845. You were right. Just noticed Alba for the air. I want to thank the person who gifted me a membership. Few thanks to that person. It was me. You're welcome. I gifted it to you. So you're welcome. Right, there you go. So, Kamikaze Case, how did they find the Brighton owner's details from his operator's ID? I'm not 100% sure how they found out who he was. I'm sure they have their investigative methods. Don't forget that the police came to my door, and they accused me of flying a drone in a certain place at a certain time. How did they do that? How did they find that? I don't have my name and address or anything like that up on my videos, but they did. So they have their ways and means of finding out these things. All right. It's not so much the police finding out if you've done something out with the regulations. It's will the judicial system actually prosecute you for it? Unless you're acting recklessly and negligently as the main offence. If you're doing something like that, then they will, if you are also flying beyond visual line of sight, also flying above the 400 feet, and also flying with an FCC hack, they will tack that on to your charges. They will throw on as many things as they can. And in this case, when they did it, he didn't receive any penalty for those extra offences. So that tells me that if it's just those offences, not only will you not receive a penalty, they won't even take you to court, right? Okay. Kamikaze Chaos, why am I clicking on you all the time? Stupid enough to post it online, otherwise you're okay. I post a lot of things online that people say I'm stupid for doing, but there we go. It's up to us. Dave Cullen's saying the same thing. He posted it online for all the world to see. Here's the thing, Dave, right? Okay, I'll bite back a little bit there, right? because I post a lot of things online for all the world to see that may be interpreted as flying beyond visual line of sight, for sure. You don't post things up online for all the world to see, but out of the two of us, who was it that got done by the police for flying a drone? And I'll give everyone a hint, it wasn't me. So, okay, right. Maverick's Zone says he flew at 1,500 feet. I thought it was 12. Yeah, you're probably right there. 1,500 feet, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not going to say what my opinion is on beyond visual line of sight. I'm sure you're all aware of it. But my opinion has always been and always will be that 400 feet is absolutely the highest any drone flyer should be going. And the other thing is, you don't really see much. It's not great footage at 400 feet. I've been up to 400 feet and the footage isn't fantastic. It's better if you're maybe 100 or 200 feet up. That's when you get your best footage. Best is a subjective term, I suppose, you know. All right, I better get the other 5 memberships done because I've got the second thing to get to. Right, so excuse me not getting to the rest of your comments. I've not got time. Right, I'm gonna do the second set of free membership giveaways now, and I'll flick my before I do this. For anyone who's not sure, what do you get as a member? I'll tell you again. It's not much. What you do, you get some free emojis that you can put in the chat and comments that no one else gets. You also get a little drone icon next to your name in the chat and the comments of videos that changes colour for as time passes, for every period of time that you're there. I think it's every 3 months you'll get an upgraded colour in your drone, right? Fun wee things. But the other thing and the main thing that you'll get as a member is you'll get access to the members only videos, which I post up, not as many as I should, but I am posting more and more. And it's behind the scenes things, my thoughts, maybe my journey to doing a shoot and what I'm thinking about, things that go wrong, videos that I create that I decide for one reason or another not to publish. I'll put it up in the members channel. So you'll get to see a lot of behind the scenes things, a lot of videos that don't actually get published for one reason or another. Maybe I think it's not good enough, or maybe I think it's too controversial to post up. I'll put in the members channel and you get to see all of those. And the other thing is they're ad free. I don't monetize any of them, just like I don't monetize this live stream, so I don't earn a penny apart from the couple of quid that I get if anyone gives me a super chat. I don't earn anything from it, and I don't monetize any of the membership videos either. So you can watch, even if it's a 20-minute video, you can watch it without having ads popping up all the time. So that's what you get as a member. Okay, right, enough blather. Time to do the second membership draw. So down here we go to this wee gift thingy, and down to the membership gifting, and here we go. I hope you've all had time to opt in. Let's see if we get any names that are in the chat. I hope we do. Gift 5 now. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Gifting now. Right, who have we got? Stephen Frew, Mickey Moo, Tazzy, Shannon Waits, and John Burns. Okay, there's all the names there that were given a membership. Let me bring that back to my main screen. Bring my face back up. Right, there we go. All right, so... Oh... Dazzy, thanks for becoming a member. Stephen Frew in the chat. Fantastic. There you go. So I think there may have been a couple there that were at the Mickey Moo too, that were actually in the chat tonight, right now, that got those. So that's good. I like that. I wonder if that's the way this thing works. The first 10 are given out to people who are not in the chat at the moment. Alba for the air. I don't know if you were in the chat when that was gifted. and maybe the second 5 go to people who are mainly in the chat. That's pretty good. Okay, anyway, but I'm running out of time. I always run out of time. I want to talk now about the DJI customer service that I received. I had it all prepared earlier. Oh my God, where did I put it? Was it in the? I think it was in the. Was it in the? Hold on, I think it was on there. Ah, right, got it. Right, so let me tell you the short backstory here. Hold on, just let me have a quick look at the chat. Here's Dave. Dave, stop throwing your toys at the pram, right? I was not having a go at you. I was having a wee joke, a wee laugh with you, all right? I know you're talking about that guy, not me. And I know you didn't break any law. I absolutely know you didn't. It was a travesty of justice. I know that. Everyone knows that. You should not have been done for that at all. I know. I was just having a wee carry on me, all right? Calm down, big fella. Right. Anyway, most of my flights are between 40 and 60 metres high. Most of mine are as well. Unless there's trees or things big, or unless I'm going up a hill, then it'll go up high. But yeah, that's where you get your best footage, right? Absolutely. I'll be for the air. Good luck with that. You know, somebody said in the chat earlier, I didn't highlight it, that next Tuesday or Wednesday the weather's going to improve here in Scotland. I certainly hope so. Right, okay. Let me get on with. Right, I don't. Caroline's saying Mavericks run. That's right. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, right, there you go. That it. Robert sends a 6-pack of beer to each of us. Don't tell everybody that. Don't tell everybody they'll be signing up for a $2.99 membership, and I'll end up having to send my $12.99 case of beer. Don't tell people. God's sake. Right. Let me get on to the DJI thingy. Right. So I'll bring up. So here's the background. I have a DJI mic system, right? And part of that mic system is a tiny, tiny little plastic adapter that slots into the receiver, the mic receiver, and it then slots into the lightning port of an iPhone. Well, I put it in my pocket and I actually snapped the wee metal bit off of the plastic bit, right? So I can't use it anymore. It's a tiny, tiny wee plastic thing, probably worth about 50p, right? That's about it. So I broke it. Now there is a workaround, and I have been using that workaround. It's a couple of workarounds. I have been using that workaround, but I kind of wanted to get it back, get a replacement. So I thought I'll contact DJI and see just how much is a replacement. Oh, it'll be a couple of quid at the most, It'll be £3 So I sent them an email. And I want to see if this is the email I sent, or if this is the right. No, I didn't send them an email. What I did is I went into the DJI chat, customer service chat, and I had a chat with someone explaining the situation, and they said, I'll hand it over to our technical team and they'll be in touch with you, right? So the same day, I think it was, they did get in touch with me. And here's the email here, right? Let me show you this. So this is the first email I received from them. And it says, thank you for contacting DJI Technical Support. And I didn't. It was the chat operator that sent my details through, which is really handy. It means you don't have to worry about who you're contacting. This is Michael Chen. I'm glad to assist you. We apologise for late response, blah, blah, blah. I learned that you accidentally broke the DJI mic mobile phone Lightning and wanted to purchase it, because a couple of quid, right? Sorry to hear about this. Glad to tell you it's purchasable. However, we need to check whether it's in stock in the European warehouse. Fill out this, right? Your name, address, phone number. Oh, God, there's my phone number. I don't want to show you that. Too late. Everybody's seen it. I have to change that now. Thank you for choosing DJI. What an idiot, right? Don't everybody be phoning me now. So they sent me that, and that was great. My reply one. What was my reply? So they asked me that, do you wish to proceed with this order? And I said yes. please proceed with the order. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting my phone to be going doolally for the next month. I'm going to have to change my flaming number now. Yes, please proceed with the order. Right, so then they sent me a second email saying, based on your info, it's not, you can't see it. Based on your provided info, I've created a spare part case in the system view. There's the case number. You will receive a quotation sent by a relevant team, and after you make the payment, they will send it out, blah, 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 as fast as they can. I've told them to deal it quick with you, right? So that's all sounding good. This was all on the same day. The same day that I was on the chat, the emails were coming. I was like, oh, wow, it's great. How good is that? So fast. But, right, don't phone me the new. I'm using my phone. That's my phone up there. That's the camera. Don't phone it the new, or the whole live stream will go down. Aye, oh God, if DJ Audits is watching, they'll spread that out to everybody. Right, okay, I'm going to have to change my number probably. Right, I've got 8 minutes left. Let me get through this as quick as I can. So they sent me an invoice, right? Here it is here. Let me get the invoice up and show you that. There's, make sure there's no, my address is no in it. People turning up at the door. Right, so there is the invoice, right? £12.40, a bit more expensive than I thought it was going to be, but fair enough. And then 20 quid for shipping. £32.40. £32.40, right? £32.40 for this tiny wee bit of plastic, tiny wee thing that probably cost about 5 pence in China to make, and they want 30 quid. So I replied to them, and my reply was it this one? My reply 3? No, it was my reply 2, right? So I replied to them. In fact, before I replied, they emailed me back. I just ignored it. I thought, I can't afford that. 30 quid or whatever it was. I can't afford that. So I just ignored it and thought, I'll use my workaround. Right. Please, people, going to stop texting me. I'm seriously, stop texting me at the moment. So I just ignored it and thought, I'll use the workaround, right? So the next day, I got this email through. Greetings from Michael. We have not forgotten about your question. Continue to follow it. We've sent you the quotation. After you make the payment, we'll send it. Right. So it was a wee reminder here. Look, we've sent you the quotation. We've prepared the item. Gonna pay for it now. Right. So I thought, no, 30 quid. I can't afford 30 quid. That's a lot of money. So I sent them this. I replied this. Hi Michael, I did receive the invoice, but it's a rather large amount for me to pay for such a tiny accessory, and I can't afford it at the moment. I honestly can't. I've had so many expenses. That doesn't matter. I'll try to get the funds next month to pay for it. Until then, I'll have to use a different mic setup. Okay? Right. Here's the reply I got for them. DJ email 4. Right? Wait till you see this. Thank you for your reply. Straight away. This is Michael. We're sorry to hear about this. Normally you'll need to pay for that. However, considering you as a valuable customer just purchased blah mic recently, I especially applied for a free adapter for you to my supervisor and she agreed with that. Updated your case. Expedited prioritisation. Right? Boom. Free. No cost. Right? That's my reply there. I couldn't believe it. And the invoice also, it was no postage charge either, so 0. That's great, Michael. Thank you very much for your amazing, outstanding support. I'm a great fan of all things DJI, and here's a wee bit of blah, 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 blah. I love you very much and all that kind of stuff, right? Final email that came in for DJ. I'm rushing through it because I'm aware of the time and I don't want to overrun. Right, there you go. Dear Robert, thank you so much for your kind gesture and reply. Apologies for the late response. That was a day ago. Appreciate your recognition and support of DJI. Hope you'll receive it as soon as possible. Here's a questionnaire about service. Click here and do that. I haven't done it yet, but I will when it arrives. So it's arriving tomorrow. I checked the UPS. It's coming tomorrow. Not going to cost me a penny. Okay, it's originally supposed to be 30 quid. So that is my experience of DJI Customer Service, and not just this time. I've had call to contact them quite a few times before because of things that I did wrong, my mistakes, my errors, and they always, forget what the American phrase is, come out to bat for me. Is that it? They come out to bat for me, but they always sort my problems with no hassle, very, very, very quickly, and usually at no cost to me at all. I love that. Simply Scotland Photography, thanks very much for that. I will need, I will need a new SIM card. I know it. Oh my God. And you know something, I really, really like the number that I've got at the moment. It was very easy to memorise and I really like it. So I hope I don't have to change it. Maybe the calls and the texts will die out very soon. There you go. Right. So that was that. Couple of minutes left to go. Stephen's was saying a little gesture that means a lot. It does mean a lot. It wasn't going to cost them 30 quid. It was probably only going to cost them a few quid. But in return, I'm telling the whole thousands and thousands, there's probably about 50 people in the chat. Yeah, 50 people in the chat. I'm telling the 50 of you. So I'm at least spreading the word about what I think about the DJI Customer Service, and I think it's fantastic. Always have done. It's always been good for me. So Brian M says that's bloody good customer service. It is, and I've always had good customer service from DJI. And the few times that I have heard about people not having good service, when I've looked into it a little bit more, it generally turns out that it's severe user error, and they are demanding things that they really have no right to demand at all. So there we go. Right. I know everybody's going to flame and memorise it now. Calls and texts will die out in about 6 months' time. Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to that. Right, I don't know. There's Peter says it's always worth querying a charge as many times you'll get a gift. I just thought, Peter, to myself, I thought it's a tiny wee plastic item that I know is only going to cost a couple of pence to make. You know, it's just a bit of plastic with a lightning adapter. That's all it is. A couple of pens and shipped from China. So I'm not paying 30 quid for it. Can't afford it just now. Maybe next month I could, but not this month. And besides, I've got a workaround. So do I really want to pay 30 quid for something that I've actually got a workaround for? No, I'll let them know. I'll just say, look, I can't afford it, and I'm really sorry. And that did it. So you're right. I didn't query the charge, but it kind of acted the same. There you go. DJI gave Maverick's drone a free battery for his Mini 3 Pro. You can't beat them, okay? Right, thanks very much everyone for signing in and watching the chat. It'll be next March when I'm back with again. I'll give away another, I think I'll be able to give away another 10 free memberships. I think it's 10 a month they're giving me now. I'll be able to give away another 10 free memberships then. Hopefully if the weather improves, just gets a bit better and gives me a chance, I'll be able to get out and get some footage done, get some I've got a whole list of videos that I want to make and I just can't get out and do it. So hopefully the weather will be better and I'll do that. Anyway, if I don't speak to you before, I'll speak to you in a month's time. Cheerio then.